Hi everyone, this is Sean from Hancock Guitars, here with the 5th installment of Luthier's FAQ, where I talk about questions and inquiries we've received at Australian Luthier supplies during the week. The first thing I want to talk about, it's not a question so much as just a tip for luthiers. This is about how to get something sharp for scraping and cutting when you're building and repairing guitars. I always keep a pack of these single-edge razor blades hanging around the workshop. The reason is that they're always sharp, and when they get blunt, you can always just get a new razor blade out of the packet, and they're pretty cheap. These ones are made in the USA, so look for good quality ones. It's a big time saver over either using a scraper or sharpening a chisel, something like that. Moving on to the questions, I had actually a comment this week about a video that I did a while back about grading of spruces, and the customer had a mini Maiden guitar. He was commenting that it had a small mark in the top. I believe it was actually what's called a bear claw mark, which is actually a little wave in the grain. Now, having a look at these two tops, I selected this one's got a lot of that bear claw in it, and it's a little hard to see in the raw timber, but they're kind of like waves that go across the wood. And what it is, it's actually where the grain deviates and goes into a little curve as it goes along, and that turns into like a three-dimensional wave pattern. You can see it a bit better on this little guitar lathe. That's actually got the same phenomenon like these here. They're called bear claw because it looks like a bear has actually clawed the tree as it's been growing and put the marks into the timber. In terms of the customer, what he was talking about, he just didn't like that his top had a couple of these in it. So you can see, for instance, this top has one really small one here. So some of the lower grade tops that we sell will have one or two of the bear claws in them, and when there's only one or two, it's not really considered a feature like it is over the whole top. It's more considered a defect. It doesn't make the top weaker, it doesn't make it sound bad, it's just like a little thing that throws people. Some people, they like the top to have very straight grain all the way through, but definitely nothing to worry about if your guitar has them. It's just some people would like to know what it is. Moving on to the next question, I get this question asked a lot. It's about fitting pots to existing guitars and whether to go with the CTS or the Alpha/Goto pots. The main difference between those, and the thing that you want to look out for, is the diameter of the threaded shaft. The CTS have a 3/8, which is about a 10mm diameter, and the Goto have an 8mm, which is 2mm less, so it's a lot thinner. Now, if your guitar is drilled for one of these or the other, you might want to consider getting the one that is going to fit. So for instance, this guitar that I'm building has been drilled for the CTS, which is this one. So when I slide that in, you can see there's not really a lot of wiggle room. It's a good fit in the hole. Whereas I'm going to put the Alpha in next, and you can see it wiggles around. You can still get away with the Alpha if you position it carefully and then screw the nut on and lock it down tight. It's not going to fall through the hole or anything, but it's kind of nice to have a fairly neat fit. If your guitar is drilled for the 8mm pots, and you go to fit the 10mm, obviously a bigger pot isn't going to fit in a smaller hole, so you're going to run into trouble then. You can either remount the hole or obviously get the right size to begin with. It's important, if you're getting new pots, just check that one detail, what they've used when they fitted the pots in the factory. I hope that you've enjoyed this episode of the Luthier's FAQ. If you've got any questions that you'd like me to talk about in the future, please leave them in the comments below and hit the like button or subscribe to our channel. We really appreciate it.